Okay, you ready? Application problems. Now, this course, unlike Algebra 1, maybe, this course does have application problems. There's one section that has nothing but application problems. So you're gonna have to get used to doing them. You can't just skip them all, right, on the test. All right, number one, you have $50 and you're buying some movies on video cassette. Do you guys even know what that is? You do? Cool. Buying movies on video cassettes, and that costs $15 each. Write an expression that shows how much money you have left after buying an movie. So that's part one. Come up with this equation. And then two, you're going to evaluate. Actually, it's an expression. And then number two, you're going to evaluate the expression when n equals 2 and n equals 3. So there's two parts to this. The original amount, how much do you have? $50, right? So we're going to subtract the cost of the video cassette, which is, so we're supposed to put cost of cassette, which is $15. And then this, we're going to also have to multiply for every cassette that we buy, right? So this is going to be the number of cassettes that we buy. Okay, and how many numbers of cassettes are we buying? Well, we don't know. That's what we're supposed to figure out, right? So that's where our variable goes, because that's what a variable is. Value of something we don't know. Okay, so there's our expression. We're done with the expression. So then it says, part two, it says evaluated when n equals 2. So here's n equals 2. So I have $50 minus my 15 times n, and this time my n is 2. And that's going to equal what I have left over. So equal what I have left. So just figure out what it is. 50 minus 15 times 2. $30 leaves me with $20 left. Easy peasy, right? And then I'm supposed to do it with n equal 3. So I have $50 minus 15. This time my n is 3. That equals how much I have left. So I have $50 minus 45. Going to give me $5 left. So I answered the question. I evaluated when n equals 2, n equals 3, and I have my little algebraic expression here. On a quiz, you have to be careful because sometimes they just ask for the expression. Sometimes they'll just ask for evaluation. Sometimes they ask for everything. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, next. Well, let's see what this little notice here is. Notice that for the total cost being spent, so this would be my total cost here, right? You have to multiply the price times the item by the number of items purchased. So here's price and the number of items purchased. I guess they're giving you a little clue to the next problem, huh? Number two, you want to buy either a CD or a DVD as a gift for each of 10 people. CDs cost $13 each, and DVDs cost $19 each. Write an expression for the total amount you must spend. So there's part one. Write an expression for the total amount you're going to spend. Then evaluate it, the expression when 4 of the people get CDs. So we got two parts to this one. I'm gonna get some variables here. So I have CDs and DVDs. So I'm gonna let C equal CDs. And obviously I'm gonna let D equal DVDs. Okay, so they want an expression for the total amount. So as the little hint they gave us up here, right? The total cost, I'm going to multiply the price times the number of items purchased. So what's the price of the CDs? 13 bucks. Okay, so 13 times the number of CDs, there's C. I'm going to have to add to it, see the cost of the DVDs, 19. So there's my expression. I'm going to make an equation out of it. I'm going to make an equal sign for the total amount. Total amount. Now I have an equation. Then it says to evaluate the expression, well, in this case, it's my equation, when 4 of the people get CDs. So what is this telling me? 4 of the people get CDs. Yeah, my C, they're saying C equals 4. That's what they're saying. So 13 times 4 plus 19, we have to figure out the number of people getting DVDs. That's going to equal my total amount. Do we know the number of people getting DVDs? Maybe. I'm going to say that you can figure it out before you do anything. Brooklyn, 6 people. 6 people are getting DVDs. How'd you get that, Brooklyn? Yep, 10. We're buying them for 10 people. We used up 4, so that's 6 left. A lot of times you're going to have to figure out numbers just right from the problem, okay? That's going to equal my total amount. So 13 times 4. Let's see. 12, carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 52. See, 6 times 9 is 54, carry the 5. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5, 114. Do we have any human calculators in here? $166, right? That's how much I spent. Questions, comments, concerns? I know application problems aren't the funnest, but you're going to have to know how to do it. Okay. How about evaluations? Did we do evaluations yesterday? I think we did. Did we do this one in class? Could be another class's sheet. I think we did. So let's do a couple more. Let's look at A, letter A. We have x equal 2. So wherever I see an x, I'm going to put in 2. And y equals negative 8. So wherever I see a y, I'm going to plug in negative 8. Now, I like to put parentheses where the variables are, then go substitute in the values. It's just the way I like to do things. It makes my life simpler. So I have x raised to the 4th plus 3 times y. Then I go back and fill in the substitutions. X is 2, so this is x. Y is negative 8. And then I can either put that in the calculator or just solve it in my head. 2 to the 4th is what? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. And then positive 3 times negative 8 minus 24. I get negative 8. How about, let's do E. Actually, B looks kind of funky. Let's do B. X is 3. It's going to go here. Y is 2. Do I even have a Y? Why would they give me a Y? I got a feeling that should be here. That's okay. We'll do it anyway. Okay, 3, parentheses, 3, and then here's my X squared minus 7, my X squared. Okay, my X is 3, so I'm going to go ahead and put my 3's in. Now, if you want to put it in calculator at this point, you're good to go. Because I got all my parentheses in, it's not going to mess up any exponents or anything. Okay, inside this parentheses, I have 9 squared minus, okay, nothing to do inside this parentheses. Now I have to take care of my exponents, right? PEMDAS. 9 squared, 81. 3 squared, 9. 9 times 7 is 63. Multiplication next. And then subtraction. 81 minus 63. 18. Let's do one of these fraction ones, huh? Let's do I. X is negative 3. I'm going to plug it in where the x's are. And then y is 3. Here's a y, and here's a y. Okay. Do this. See, 4 parentheses y's, and then parentheses for my x, and then 3, 2 parentheses for my x, parentheses for my y, close that off. Okay, I'm going to go back and substitute in my variables. Y is 3, x is negative 3. See, x is negative 3, and then y is 3. Now, I've been telling you, well, I've got my parentheses, got my negative numbers in there, my calculator's not going to screw up. If I put this in a calculator, guess what it's going to do? It's going to screw it up. Because, well, it actually isn't screwing it up. It's following PEMDAS exactly, and there's no wiggle room of just, it doesn't think that it has to divide by the whole denominator. Okay. If you wanted to put the whole thing in the calculator the way it is, you would have to put parentheses around the entire denominator. Okay. Now, I highly suggest when you're dealing with fractions like this complicated, that you do the numerator first, and then you do the denominator. Okay, so let's do that in our calculators first. That way we avoid making mistakes on the calculator. And I wouldn't catch this on a quiz. Okay, if I wouldn't catch that outside parentheses on a quiz, so I would have to give you, I would have that's a conceptual error. So you would go down from 5 points to 3 points, which is a D. All because you didn't put parentheses around that denominator. So do them separate. Brooklyn, if you need a calculator, just take one for now. Let's do them separate. So 4 times 3 minus -3. Enter. I get 15 for my numerator. And then my denominator, 3, parenthesis 2, parenthesis -3, end that parenthesis, plus parenthesis 3, parenthesis 3, and then close that one off. Enter. -9. Am I done? No, because I can simplify. Does everybody know how to do that in the calculator? Are you guys just tired this week, or usually after lunch I have rowdy classes? All right, this is how you do it in your calculator. Put that fraction in. 15 divided by -9. Hit enter, so you get decimal, and then hit your math button and enter. I get -5/3. Does it for you. Ooh, let's do a fraction one. Let's do a fraction in a fraction. You guys always like that stuff. Come on, tell me that's not fun. What? I dare you. What? B. Okay, my x is 6. So I'm going to substitute that in here and here. My y is 2/3. So I'm going to substitute it in there. Ready? Here's 5. My x is 6 divided by y is 2/3, and I'm going to put my y in parentheses because I don't want to screw it up in my calculator. Fractions get parentheses. And minus x, which is 6. Okay. So I have 6. I'm going to do parentheses first. I have 6 divided by 2/3. Remember how to do this? I have one student today that could remember how to do this. Put the 1 under 6. Good. We're going to change this to a fraction. How do I divide a fraction by a fraction? Yep. I got to flip this guy. Okay. So I have 6 over 1. Change that to multiplication. And then flip this guy. Okay. All right, so you should get used to canceling out before you multiply 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and there's 1 2 in 2. In other words, there's 3 2's in 6 and 1 2 in number 2. Then multiply across. I get 9 over 1, which is just 9. So this whole thing inside the parentheses is 9. So I have 5 times 9 minus 6. So I get 45 minus 6, which is 39. Now, could you put this in a calculator and it work? Yes, if you put the parentheses around the 2/3. If you do not put the parentheses, well, you want to try it? See, tell me if you get the right what answer you get. What do you get if you do not put the parentheses around the 2/3? If you just put that in the calculator, what do you get? Would you get? Should get -1, right? Because what you're doing is doing it's doing that whole PEMDAS thing in order. Okay, parentheses first. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 minus 6 is -1. So without those parentheses, it's going to, you're going to get the wrong answer. So be careful. All right, a little bit more listening to me, and then you're done for the weekend. Oh, then we take our big, huge pretest. Okay, areas. What's the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. Okay. Don't worry, you don't have to remember the formulas. I will probably give them all to you. What's my base here? N plus 10. My height, N. So let's plug them in. Base is N plus 10. My height is N, all divided by 2. So there's part 1. Part 2 is going to say evaluate it when N equals 40. N equals 40. I have 40 plus 10 times 40, all divided by 2. And again, I'm going to do the numerator first and then the denominator. Nothing to do in the denominator. 40 plus 10 is 50. 50 times 40, 2,000. Half of 2,000. 1,000. If we had units, we would put units squared, right? Area. Pen's running out of ink already. How about a square? What's the formula for area of a square? You just can't take the sides and multiply them together. No, square. You guys can figure out. Square. You just take the side times the side, so you're actually just squaring at each side, right? Okay, so my area side is x plus y times the side is x plus y, or you can just do x plus y squared. My x is 12, my y is 5, so I have 12 plus 5, 12 plus 5, which is 17 times 17, which is just 17 squared. And 17 squared is what? 289? Yeah. Now you're done listening to me. I know you're all sad, because you know how exciting my voice is. And I know you're going to want to just go home and listen to me all weekend. I have the entire course on YouTube, by the way, with videos. You can literally spend from the time you get home today till Monday morning listening to my videos. I see what I do for you guys.